Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, a cruise ship has suffered engine failure and power failure for the second time in only a matter of weeks. We also have NCL jumping like Royal Caribbean did and will now be charging passengers if they're no-shows or late for their specialty dining reservations. We have a Disney adventure which everyone was really excited about, supposed to set sail this December. Well, they just sent out notices to everybody. It's been postponed over 3 months. So it might seem like deja vu. I was just reporting, remember last 2 weeks ago, that the MSC Europa, and it lost power out at sea. They sent out 2 tugboats to assist it, and it took over 8 hours for it to regain power to their engines and parts of the ship. Well, it was back in port, and it was delayed another 6 hours before being able to leave because of another critical power failure affecting the engines. That seems like a very big problem going on right now with the Europa. I mean, it's one thing to have one power failure that causes your engines interrupted, but now 2 major power failures in a matter of only a few weeks. They better get somebody on board that can see what's going on and fix this. Hopefully it's not a design flaw in these ships, because they're beautiful ships from all accounts, but I'd be worried about that many power failures back to back that quickly. Next, let's talk about the Disney Adventure. Now, the Disney Adventure just did its float out recently. It's going to be one of the largest cruise ships ever done by Disney. It was one of the ones that they picked up during COVID shutdown and everything, where they bought it from a company that was going under, and they're renovating this ship. It's their mega ship. Everyone's pretty excited about it if you're a Disney fan to see what they put on this size ship. However, apparently it's not going to be ready in time, and instead of sailing in December, they're now sailing in March. That's a 3-month delay for people. Now, here's what they're doing for everybody. If you booked, your reservation is going to be canceled, and you will get a full refund plus a 50% future cruise credit. But you have to use it by March of next year, at least the credit, and then you have to sail before March of the following year in 2027. And now they are doing something for those people who booked the inaugural sailing. Remember, those are usually the big Disney fans that have, the status, and they were able to get their tickets first. Well, they are automatically moving them to the March inaugural sailing in the same cabins, the same categories, etc. Plus, they're still going to get a future cruise of 50% on their accounts. However, if they decide they can't go in March for any reason and whatever, they can just apply and get a full refund as well. Little disappointing that they have to wait that much, but Disney is at least looking after. That's a lot of bookings to have to give 50% discount on your next bookings on these ships. So yeah, Disney's not happy about it, and I'm sure guests aren't really happy about it neither, but they seem to be looking after the passengers quite well. Also, we have a story about true crime. True crime podcasts and shows on TV are really, really popular, and they were supposed to hold one in January on the Norwegian Joy. It's a true crime podcast. However, for some reason, it was literally just canceled, and there's nobody giving an explanation as to why. People are speculating that recently 3 very popular podcasts on Wondery disappeared and aren't going anymore, and this may be the issue. But they were going to have guests on board, like forensic specialists. They were going to have investigators. They're going to have detectives. They're going to have all kinds of, like special guests on board to have public speakers and etc. It sounded really interesting if you're into that kind of thing, but unfortunately they just canceled it outright with really no explanation. This is not Norwegian canceling it. This is the True Crime Podcast people. Remember, this was a chartered vessel. Now, everybody will be getting their money back. A full refund is going to be offered and issued, and this sailing is still going to go forward. So if you want to sail now, you can book that without having to go through the true crime. It just won't have the true crime aspect of that cruise. So yeah, a little disappointing there. And next, let's talk about this trend about specialty dining. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the problems with the ships, to port delays, to new ice cream coming on board, to ship reviews, to port reviews. You'll see it all here. I hope to keep you as updated as I possibly can so your next cruise is just a little easier, and maybe some problems that might be developing you might be more aware of before you actually have to head out, and maybe save you some money as well. It doesn't cost anything. Really helps the channel out when you hit that subscribe, the like button, leave comments, and I really do appreciate it. And don't forget, I also have Dawn's Family Vacation on Instagram. If you'd like to follow, I post as often as I can now every day, as well as a lot when I'm actually traveling, like I will be every month going forward. It seems I don't see a month where I'm not traveling yet. And again, I really do appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about Norwegian. Royal Caribbean just came out and with a new policy saying, yeah, if you're gonna miss your dining that you've reserved for people, we're going to charge you $25 per person. And actually in some of the specialty restaurants like Azumi, it doubles to 50%, $50 per person for the dining reservations. They will hold the dining reservation for 15 minutes from your time. Then they will give the table away and you will be charged. Even if you show up 20 minutes, you'll still be charged. And you might not get that seat as somebody who's sitting there waiting for it. This is to clear up space, right? Clear up space so more people can charge dining, especially with more and more cruise ships and cruise lines selling the dining packages as a package, right? You can get unlimited dining on Royal Caribbean. You can get unlimited specialty dining if you go on Princess with their Princess Premier. So a lot of people have unlimited Norwegian, free at sea, right? You include specialty dining. So they have the specialty dining, it's already paid for. And a lot of people say, you know what, tonight I don't feel like going to specialty dining. I'm just gonna go to the buffet tonight, or I'm gonna order room service and that's it, and they don't cancel. And so that's why these policies are now coming into effect, and now Norwegian has entered one. Norwegian Cruise Line has come out and said, we're gonna charge $10 per person if you're a no-show for the specialty restaurants. And but you know, they're pretty lenient. You have up until 2 hours before your dining time to cancel. You know, so if your dining time's at 7, you have till 5 to cancel with no charge, no fee, and it's only $10 if you do. I don't think $10 is going to deter too many people often when it comes to this, but at least it's something. Maybe it'll free up a little more dining on Norwegian Cruise Line. Yeah. Well, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Would you be a little nervous sailing on the MSC World Europa right now after not one but 2 power failures affecting the engines in a matter of weeks? That is a very scary proposition, to be out somewhere and the engines just fail on you. Yikes. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.